Welcome to Advanced Dual Health and Life Coach Certification. Today we will be focusing on happiness coaching modules, the neuroscience of happiness. Let's start with an introduction. What makes people happy? While answers vary from individual to individual, modern neuroscience has revealed that happiness is not entirely circumstantial. It is a state deeply influenced by how the brain works. Happiness originates from the brain, governed by complex networks of neurotransmitters, hormones, and structures. The good news? While some aspects of happiness are innate, much of it can be cultivated through intentional practices, habits, and interventions. Here are some key points. Number 1, dopamine, which is also known as the reward pathway. What it does. Dopamine is vital for motivation and reward. It's the neurotransmitter that drives you to seek things that bring pleasure, whether it's completing a task, socializing, or indulging in a treat. How it works. Dopamine is produced in the ventral tegmental area, also known as the VTA, and is released into the nucleus accumbens, which activates the brain's reward system. The prefrontal cortex then integrates this information, planning action steps towards achieving the reward. Here is a practical implication. Many clients struggle with low motivation or anhedonia, which is a loss of pleasure, having underactive dopamine systems. Interventions such as breaking small tasks, achievable steps, helps release dopamine, reinforcing progress and building momentum. Here is an example. Encourage clients to set micro goals that are easy to achieve, like a 5-minute win at the start of their day. Complete these small tasks, which will generate dopamine, making larger goals feel more manageable. Number 2, serotonin, the mood stabilizer. What it does. Serotonin governs mood and emotional regulation, contributing to feelings of stability and calm. Unlike dopamine, which fuels short-term bursts of happiness, serotonin creates long-term contentment. How it works. Serotonin is primarily produced in the gut, around 90%, and is in the brainstem. It interacts with the prefrontal cortex and amygdala to regulate emotional responses and suppress overactive fear responses. Practical implications. Clients with low serotonin may report irritability, depression, or even impulsivity. Lifestyle factors such as poor diet, lack of sunlight, and sleep issues can deplete serotonin. Coaches should emphasize routines that promote serotonin production, like eating tryptophan-rich foods, such as eggs and nuts, and getting regular exposure to sunlight. Here's an example of an application. Incorporate serotonin-boosting rituals into morning routines, such as taking a walk outdoors or practicing yoga in natural sunlight. Number 3, oxytocin, the bonding hormone. What it does. Oxytocin is known as the love molecule because it strengthens bonds, builds relationships, and fosters empathy. It's essential for creating a sense of connection and security within relationships. How it works. Oxytocin is released by the hypothalamus during meaningful interactions, such as hugging, acts of kindness, or shared experiences. It activates the limbic system, promoting feelings of warmth and trust. Practical implications. Clients dealing with isolation or mistrust may benefit from activities that stimulate oxytocin release, such as joining group activities or building intentional connections in their lives. Example application. Encourage a connection habit where clients initiate a warm interaction daily, like giving a loved one a meaningful compliment. Over time, this strengthens both personal relationships and neurochemical trust pathways. Here are some advanced tools to increase positive brain activity. Number 1, neurofeedback training. Neurofeedback uses real-time feedback from a client's brain activity to help them practice relaxation, focus, or stress reduction. By monitoring brain waves, clients can learn to shift their mental states intentionally. Through devices like EEG headsets, clients receive signals when their brain enters desired states such as calm and mindfulness. Over time, this feedback reshapes neural pathways and enhances emotional control. Here's an example. For stressed clients, neurofeedback sessions can track alpha and beta brainwave patterns. When calming alpha waves increase, the device signals success, allowing the brain to replicate and sustain this state. Number 2, gratitude journaling for neuroplasticity. Gratitude journaling involves writing down things you're grateful for daily. This simple habit has been shown to increase dopamine and serotonin production by focusing the brain on positive experiences. Positive reflections activate the prefrontal cortex and reward pathways, leading to the creation of new neural links associated with optimism and contentment. A practical tip: encourage clients to write 3 specific things they're grateful for every evening. To amplify results, suggest reflecting on why they're meaningful. Number 3, mindfulness for neural growth. Mindfulness involves intentional awareness of the present moment, free from judgment. Regular practice has measurable effects on brain structure and function. Mindfulness strengthens the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, which is key for memory and focus, while reducing overactivity in the amygdala, which is responsible for fear and stress. This helps create emotional balance and boost serotonin. Here is an example. Guide clients to start their day with 5 minutes of mindful breathing, focusing on sensations like breath entering and leaving their nose. Practical client applications. How can these tools be translated into actionable steps for your clients? Use the following methodologies to create tailored, impactful plans. Identify activities that stimulate happiness hormones. Coaches should assist clients in identifying specific interventions based on the neurotransmitter balance that's needed. For instance, for dopamine, suggest reward-based activities like learning a new skill or completing small daily achievements. For serotonin, introduce calming practices like guided meditation or walking in nature. For oxytocin, prioritize relationship-building activities such as regular family dinners or joining support groups. Design comprehensive happiness routines. Construct personalized routines that target happiness chemicals at optimal times. In the morning, gratitude journaling and exercise in sunlight. Afternoon, learn something new or engage in a skill-based hobby for a midday dopamine boost. Evening, engage in a bonding activity with a loved one, such as sharing daily reflections. Empower clients through education. Knowledge is empowering. Explain the why behind happiness strategies so clients feel motivated to engage. For example, tell a client that practicing mindfulness is scientifically proven to reduce amygdala activity, controlling stress, and enhancing happiness pathways. Here is the best judge of the chorus. The pursuit of happiness is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. It is a symphony composed of many interconnected elements. To ensure the chorus of happiness resonates harmoniously with your client's life, consider the following evaluation points as you integrate neuroscience into your coaching practice. Customization of interventions. Each client has unique neurochemical balance. For one, dopamine might be the missing piece reducing motivation, while another might lack oxytocin needed for meaningful relationships. Use assessments such as personality traits, stress tolerance, and emotional habits to tailor advice. Balance between science and emotion. Clients might feel overwhelmed by too much scientific jargon. Simplify neurotransmitter functions into relatable terms without undermining their significance. For example, explain serotonin as the grounding feeling after a warm meal or a heartfelt conversation. Number 3, routines versus flexibility. While routines are crucial in integrating happiness principles, allow some wiggle room. Life's unpredictability doesn't negate happiness. Adaptability in interpreting these principles enhances their sustainability. Progress over perfection. True brain rewiring happens over time, so encouraging consistent small actions is vital. Monitor clients' incremental victories to reinforce their progress. Acknowledge setbacks, like skip practices, without judgment to maintain dopamine motivation. Number 5, community influence. Never underestimate the role of relationships. Strong bonds amplify oxytocin, and culturally positive environments sustain serotonin. Reevaluate with clients whether their surrounding communities boost or hinder their pathways. Number 6, holistic metrics of success. Rather than chasing abstract happiness, employ multidimensional goals. Reduce stress levels, better sleep, and enhance focus, balance relationships, and steady motivations reflect a well-aligned brain. Create these metrics to validate progress. Number 7, evolving meaning of happiness. There is no single definition of happiness that fits forever. Coaches must continuously adjust approaches as clients evolve. What produces dopamine today might shift as clients' aspirations and circumstances change. Integrating this layered evaluation and dynamic coaching ensures that the chorus of happiness heard by your clients is balanced, sustainable, and uniquely tuned to their lives. Here are a few summary tables. Table number 1, this is the overview of neurotransmitters in happiness. Neurotransmitter number 1, dopamine. Its nickname, reward molecule. Role in happiness, it drives pleasure, reward-seeking behavior, and motivation. The mechanism, released in the brain's reward system during task completion. And the practical application, it encourages small actionable goals to trigger dopamine release. Neurotransmitter number 2, serotonin. This is a mood stabilizer, and it influences emotional stability, self-esteem, and contentment. It's produced in the gut and the brainstem and regulates the amygdala and the mood. A practical application is morning sunlight exposure and exercise to enhance serotonin levels. Neurotransmitter number 3, oxytocin. This is known as the love hormone. This promotes bonding, trust, and relational security. It's released during physical touch or meaningful social interactions. Suggest hugging loved ones or volunteering in social settings. Neurotransmitter number 4, endorphins. These are known as painkillers. The role in happiness eases physical discomfort and promotes a feeling of euphoria. This is released during physical activity and laughter and is recommended for physical activities such as dancing or laughter during yoga. Cortisol. This is a stress hormone and is the last neurotransmitter. It impacts emotional regulation negatively during chronic stress. It elevates during stress, affecting serotonin and dopamine balance, and it teaches mindfulness techniques to lower cortisol levels. Table number 2, advanced tools for enhancing neural happiness. Here's the tool, neurofeedback. Description, it's a brainwave training through real-time feedback, and it teaches clients to regulate alpha brainwaves for relaxation and happiness. Practical use EEG devices to monitor calm states. The outcome, increased self-regulation of emotional states. Tool, gratitude journaling. This helps you reflect on things one is grateful for. It activates reward pathways and rewires brain via neuroplasticity. Write down daily entries on memorable positive events. This will create improved optimism, elevate dopamine and serotonin. Mindfulness. This is non-judgmental awareness of the moment. This is reducing amygdala overactivity and enhances prefrontal cortex connectivity. Practice guided meditation or breathing exercises, and this will create a stronger emotional regulation and serotonin boost. Habit stacking, adding new actions to existing habits. The mechanism is reinforcing behaviors by integrating them into your current routines. Pair new practices like gratitude with daily coffee. Seamless adoption of happiness-enhancing habits is the outcome. Physical activity is the tool, and this enhances exercise and enhances your mood. This will also release endorphins and balance the stress-related hormones. The practical use is suggested in terms of creating personalized exercise routines, and this will improve mood, reduce stress, and increase brain resilience. Table number 3. The brain structure is the prefrontal cortex, and the role in happiness is decision-making and goal anticipation. The neurotransmitter interaction integrates dopamine signals, and the impact of the dysfunction is poor regulation, and that leads to procrastination and impulsivity. The coaching intervention, teach goal visualization and task prioritization. Brain structure, amygdala. This is the emotional processing and fear regulation. It interacts with serotonin to modulate fear. Overactivation causes anxiety and emotional instability. And mindfulness to calm the fight or flight response is the coaching intervention. Hypothalamus. This releases oxytocin. It regulates bonding and social trust, and the low function causes feelings of insecurity or disconnection. Encourage group engagements and social activities. Ventral tegmental area, also known as the VTA. This is your dopamine production, major dopamine source for reward pathways. The impact of dysfunction, underproduction reduces motivation. Suggest small rewards through goal completion as a coaching intervention. Hippocampus. The role in happiness is memory retrieval and emotional growth. It supports neurogenesis with mindfulness. Shrinkage reduces the ability to retain positive emotional data. Use gratitude journaling to foster emotional reflection. Table number 4. Practical applications for happiness hormone stimulation. The hormone is dopamine, and the activity is to goal set and create micro task achievements. Do these daily. And here's an example. Write a to-do list and check off completed tasks. The outcome, sustained motivation and consistent progress. Hormone, serotonin. Activity to stimulate, morning outdoor walks and healthy nutrition. Do it daily. An example is morning yoga in the sun and a protein-rich breakfast. Elevate your mood and emotional stability is the outcome. Oxytocin. This regularly bonds interactions. Do it daily and weekly. Schedule bonding with your friends and family throughout your day and evenings because this strengthens connections and reduces loneliness. Endorphins. This is cardio-based exercise or laughter therapy. 3 to 4 times a week is recommended. Join a dancing class or watch comedy shows. And the outcome is increased energy, reduced stress, and higher euphoria. Cortisol. Restorative sleep and breathing exercises. 7 to 8 hours nightly and daily breathing. Practice 4, 7, 8 breathing before bed for smoother relaxation. And this will cause a reduced stress response and better emotional regulation. Table number 5. Building client routines for happiness. We'll start with the morning in terms of the time of the day, and we'll work our way all the way to the evening. Morning, routine element, gratitude journaling, and light yoga. Hormones, dopamine and serotonin. Activity details, list 3 positive events and meditate in sunlight. The goal is to build optimism and raise mood baseline. Midday, goal-oriented tasks and social interaction. This will impact dopamine and oxytocin. Complete a small task and engage in meaningful conversations. The goal, balance productivity and relational connection. Afternoon, skill building or hobby time. This will increase dopamine and serotonin by spending just 30 minutes practicing a new skill. Reinforce reward centers while reducing stress. Evening, reflective journaling and bonding. This will increase dopamine and oxytocin. Journal day highlights and share meals with your family, and at the end of the day with the rewards, and you'll have a sense of connection. And at night, mindfulness before sleep. This focuses on serotonin and reduced cortisol. Practice deep breathing to relax the mind and ensure restorative sleep as it will improve your emotional state. Let's jump to some multiple choice questions to see what you learned. Question 1. Which neurotransmitter is most closely associated with the brain's reward system and feeling of motivation? Serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, or cortisol? The correct answer is dopamine. Dopamine is central to the brain's reward system, motivating us to engage in activities that bring pleasure or reward. Serotonin stabilizes mood, oxytocin builds trust and connection, and cortisol is linked to strength. And cortisol is linked to stress rather than reward. Question number 2. Which best explains why mindfulness strengthens emotional regulation? A. It increases serotonin production in the gut. B. It reduces activity in the amygdala and strengthens the prefrontal cortex. C. It promotes neurogenesis in the ventral tegmental area. And D. It stimulates oxytocin release during practice. Correct answer B. It reduces activity in the amygdala and strengthens the prefrontal cortex. Mindfulness calms overactivity in the amygdala associated with fear and stress while enhancing the connectivity of the prefrontal cortex, which governs emotional regulation. While serotonin and oxytocin play roles in happiness, Mindfulness primarily impacts these brain structures. Question number 3. Why is gratitude journaling effective in rewiring the brain's greater happiness? A. It directly increases oxytocin production through reflection. B. It activates dopamine and serotonin pathways while creating new neural links. C. It reduces cortisol by promoting relaxation during journaling. And D. It enhances endorphin release through mental exercise. The correct answer, B. It activates dopamine and serotonin pathways while creating new neural links. Gratitude journaling helps the brain focus on positive experiences, activating dopamine for short-term reward and serotonin for long-term mood stabilization. It fosters neuroplasticity by creating associations with positivity. Question 4. Which of the following is an example of habit stacking for cultivating happiness? A. Practicing meditation after a stressful event. B. Combining gratitude journaling with a morning coffee routine. C. Scheduling physical activity 2 days a week. Or D. Using neurofeedback to train calmness before important meetings. The correct answer is B. Combining gratitude journaling with morning coffee routines. Habit stacking involves integrating new habits with existing ones, making them easier to adopt. Pairing gratitude journaling with a stable morning coffee habit aligns with this principle. Question number 5. If a client struggles with social disconnection, which intervention most likely promotes oxytocin release? A. Breaking their goals into microtasks. B. Engaging in a hobby that involves personal development. C. Scheduling a regular bonding activity like family game night. Or D. Increasing exposure to sunlight during the morning. The correct answer is C. Scheduling a regular bonding activity like family game night. Oxytocin is connected to bonding and trust during meaningful relationships or interactions. Family bonding activities provide the social connection needed for oxytocin release, whereas dopamine and serotonin are more involved in personal goals and mood regulation. Here are some additional resources of learning.